Hello students, how are you? I hope you are fine. Today we are back with another class of sociology which is the challenges of unity in diversity. So आज हम लोग करेंगे एक नया चैप्टर जो आपका बोर्ड के पर्सपेक्टिव से और आपका CUET 2026 के पर्सपेक्टिव से बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट चैप्टर है और इसीलिए आज हम ये स्टार्ट करेंगे और बाद में इसका मैं सिर्फ एक ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन आपको दूंगी कैसे ये चैलेंजेस हमारे इंडिया के लिए ये यूनिटी एक कैसे एक चैलेंज हो गया है अब इन द प्रेजेंट सिनेरियो एज इन द सोशोलॉजिकल पर्सपेक्टिव। सो ये सब हम इस चैप्टर में ऑलरेडी पढ़े हुए हैं और बस आज हम थोड़ा सा इसका ब्रीफ इंट्रोडक्शन देंगे और उसके बाद हम कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट क्वेश्चंस डिस्कस करेंगे जो कि आपके बोर्ड्स के पर्सपेक्टिव से और आपकी सीयूईटी के पर्सपेक्टिव से बहुत ही इम्पोर्टेंट होगा। तो चलिए आज हम ये शुरू करते हैं। वन सेकेंड। सो डाइवर्सिटी क्या है? पहले हमें समझना होगा कि डाइवर्सिटी क्या है। डाइवर्सिटी मीन्स व्हेन देयर आर सो मेनी डिफरेंसेस इन इंडिया, वी हैव so many differences within ourselves, our culture, our language, our ethnicity, our eating habits, right? So these differences are termed as diversity. So diversity एक चैलेंज है इंडिया के लिए, हमारे लोगों के लिए, हमारे गवर्नमेंट के लिए। ये पीस ट्रैंक्विलिटी ये मेंटेन करने के लिए कैसे एक चैलेंज है, कैसे हम उसका सामना कर सकते हैं, कैसे उसको हाउ कैन वी मेक एवरीथिंग पीसफुल, हाउ कैन वी लिव पीसफुली इन दिस diverse country like India. So this chapter will give you a brief introduction that what are the problems, what are the solutions to that, what are the problems, what are the how can we live very peacefully in this country. So introduction क्या है आपके बुक पे? Diversity means differences in culture, sect, language, race, caste, etc. So we in our country, in India, we have so many diversities of culture, sect, language, race, caste, etc. The term diversity means differences rather than inequalities. So it's a very important line because many times we think that diversity means inequalities, but it's not like that. Diversity means, it does not mean inequality. It just means we are different. We are built different. Our cultures are different. Nobody is superior. Nobody is inferior. So this was a very brief introduction of this chapter. Then let us understand what are the main concepts that we are going to understand in this chapter. There are so many concepts that we need to understand while studying this chapter, and through those concepts we can understand why India faces a very extensive challenge in order to maintain the peace and tranquility in this country. So importance of community identity. This is one important concept given in this chapter, community identity. So what is community identity? It gives us a sense of belongingness in a country or a society. So community identity means I am an Assamese, my brother, my sister, any kind of, not blood related brothers and sisters. I am talking about my own people, right? We are living in Assam, in Northeast. Some Assamese might be living in Maharashtra, some Assamese might be living in Bihar, some might be out of this country. But how can we, have this we feeling towards them? Because we have a community identity. Everywhere in this country, we are built different. We are different communities, settling down in different states, according to our languages, according to our ethnicities. There are many tribal groups, tribal communities as well, and we feel connected to them through this kind of community identity. So what is community identity? It is a self. It is a sense of belongingness. We get a sense of security and satisfaction. So if I today go from Assam to live in a different country, and there I find another person who is an Assamese, native Assamese, but he or she has settled there. So when I find that person, I will have a sense of security that yes, there is someone who belongs to my place. If I have some kind of trouble, nobody else will come, but that person might come and help me out. So that kind of satisfaction, we just get it through our abstract ideas only, right? So that is called a sense of security and satisfaction, and community identity gives us this thing. It is ascriptive and hard to shake off. It is ascriptive means we get this identity by birth. It is not achieved, it is ascribed. So this was the concept of community identity. Now, differences between the state and nation. What is state and what is nation? So state does not mean that we are living in different states. In this chapter, this state word means the government or a country or a territory, okay, or a territory. So what this state means? It means the a political organization, a political boundary. Any country that we live in has a political boundary, right? Like we are in India, but as an Assamese, I may be in India, I may be in Northeast, I may be in Assam, but state, there is a political boundary. Our country has a political boundary, but I have a belongingness, I have a connection to other Assamese people, to other Assamese population that are living in, might be in America, might be in Britain. We might have a connection while we go there, right? So nation, nation, nationalism, these kind of concepts don't have political boundaries, political territories. They don't have these things. But what they have, what the state have? The state have the territory or the political boundary, and that is the main difference between a state and a nation. Nation means we are connected to those people, to our people living outside our country, outside our nation, our even our state. We have a kind of emotional connection, right? But a state, it should have a political boundary, a political setup, a government, anything that is constituted by a political boundary. So the state is a political organization which fulfills the security and welfare needs of its people, while the nation has population full of emotional, spiritual and psychological bonds. So according to sociology, a state is a political organization and it needs to have a definite territory, territory or a boundary. Whereas a nation has its population, its people who are connected to each other. We are connected to each other by emotion, by spirit, by sight. Right? So this is the main difference between a state and a nation. So state is a territorial entity while a nation can survive even without a fixed territory. So nation means nationalism. When we have a patriotic feeling towards our nation, our people, we will be connected to those living outside India through a psychological bond, through a spiritual bond, through a emotional bond. So these emotional bonds don't have a fixed territory, right? So that is the main difference between state and nation. So let's go to the next concept. Now, what are the basis of a nation state? In the book, the basis of nation state has these 6 features, and these 6 features are very important. So please remember this, because in your boards examination, in your CUET examination, these kind of questions come very frequently. So what are the basis of a nation? It might come in in a match the following type of question, or in a sense of take the correct answer, that what are the basis of the nation. They will give these options. They will have the history, the language or the territory, the nationality, the religion, anything they can give. So these are very important. Now, first basis is history, a common past. That means any nation state, to be a nation state, to become a nation state, everybody should have a common history. We have to share a common history, a shared experience. Every population in this country shared. For example, when we were fighting for our independence, what we did? Everywhere in India, we were facing a similar kind of, similar kind of plight. So what is that? So that is a shared experience. A people from the northeast, a people from Kanyakumari, a people from Kashmir, a people from Gujarat, everybody were sharing a similar kind of past. So that is known as a common past or a shared experience. Language. One dialect became a national language. So do you think our India has one language, one national language? No, right? So our India, it's a state nation, okay, students? A state nation. Why? Why it's a state nation? Because every state is diverse. Every state has their own culture, own ethnicity, own language. Everything is different from one state to the other state in India. So, but at the same time, everyone is different. Everything is diverse. But at the same time, we are unified. And for that reason, India is not a nation state. We are not a nation state. Rather, we are a state nation. So every diversity is coming together, unifying itself and becoming a nation. So we are termed as, India is termed as a state nation. Why? Because our language, it's one dialect become one national language. But in India, this is not so. We don't have one national language. We have so many vernacular languages, so many mother languages, right? So that is why we are a state nation. So these are the basis of a nation state. It's not that you just have to remember, because we are talking also about India and also about the whole concept as a nation state. So these are the concept of nation state, and you have to figure it out that we are a nation state or a state nation. So that is why I have given you uh, this part. Now, third one is territory. We have to have a specific territory, a certain territory that belongs to the ethnic group. Nationality. One second. Sorry, students, I had a small disconnection with you. Now, let's continue. The fourth point is nationality, belief in a common ancestry. So, we have to have a specific nationality. Like we are Indians, we have a certain common ancestor. So, that is a basis of a nation state as well. Second, fifth one is religion. A religion shared by all or most of the people. So in India, do we have only one religion? I don't think so, right? So this is not a part that we as Indians share. So religion is not a basis for our country as well. We are very tolerant, we are very secular, and our concept of accepting the religion basis is very, very different from the basis that other nation states acquire. Now, what is culture? Culture is also a basis of nation state, a shared way of life, bond, that is bond, dress, behavior, ideals, etc. So, culture, we also have a diversified culture as well in India. Every state has different culture, right? So, that is how the basis of nation state for other countries are different from the basis of state nation in India. So, this was the concept of nation state and state nation. Now let's go to the next concept. The major differences between assimilation and integration. So this concept is also very important from your board's perspective, from your CUET perspective. So I am giving you just a brief introduction of all the concepts in this chapter. Now what is assimilation? In this, individuals adopt the customs, values and behaviors of the dominant culture. often to the extent that they lose some or all of their original culture or distinctiveness, original cultural distinctiveness. So what this assimilation means is that anybody who is a dominant culture in any specific part of our area, the non-dominant part, they will accept us, right? So the dominant culture, they will be so dominant that whoever are the non-dominant culture or the non-dominant active groups residing in that same specific area, they will lose their distinctive culture, their own culture, their native culture. They will be out of that original culture and they will accept the dominant culture. So this is called assimilation, when everything becomes one, equally one as a unified whole. So this is the main difference between assimilation. Now what is integration? Integration means it involves coexistence of different cultural or social groups. So coexistence. So any kind of ethnicity, any kind of cultural groups, any kind of group, any kind of social entity, when they live together and they accept each other's culture, they coexist peacefully. So that is called integration. So assimilation is a more aggressive type of a concept, and integration means we coexist with each other. We peacefully live with each other's culture. So involves the coexistence of different culture or social groups within a society maintaining their distinct identity. So this is the difference between assimilation and integration. Now what is regionalism? In India we have the concept of regionalism, and that is how we are different from, in case of India, we don't follow the concept of assimilation, neither assimilation nor integration, right? So that is why we have an alternative source. What is that source? One is regionalism. Every people, they live peacefully with each other, but with their distinct identities as well, in their distinct regions. So since we don't abide by the previous concept of assimilation and integration that is being, um, that is being accepted by other nation states, we as Indians, we are state nation. So every state means we have so many regions. So hey, so those regions are termed as, because we are very diverse group, we are a very diversified social group. So we have different regions for our own language, linguistic people, cultural people, ethnic people. So that is termed as regionalism. So this is the alternative way that we as Indians find other than the assimilation and integrationist perspective. So what is regionalism? It is rooted in India's diversity of languages, culture, caste, tribe and religion. So what is regionalism rooted in? It is rooted in, we are in different languages, in different culture, caste, tribe and religion. So every linguist, we as Indians, we are based, our states are based on the different, on the, on the basis of different linguistic groups. So in Maharashtra we mainly speak Marathi, right? In Assam, from where I am belonging, we speak Assamese. There are so many other ethnic communities in northeast that everybody is now distinctively living in their own regions. In Bihar they speak Bihari, right? So in India, every state are being diversified on the basis of language, culture, caste, tribe and religion. And that is why India is very different from other nation states, and that is why we are termed as state nation, and state is directly connected to regions. Language along with religious and tribal identity resulted in the formation of Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand and Uttarakhand. So because language is a very prominent concept in case of India, so on the basis of language we are, we are being segregated. Even today we don't know which other state will come out from this whole India. So as a result of this linguistic problem, Chhattisgarh came out, Jharkhand came out and Uttarakhand came out in the year 2000. So language is the main basis for regionalism in India. Now minorities in India, what is this concept? Minorities means those who are in minority, not specifically in sociology. We don't see minorities as a numerical ground, is in numerical grounds. They might be in more in number, but we see them as a social factor. So racial, ethnic, religious groups whose members are disadvantaged in a given society may be referred to as minorities. So in any kind of given society, when these kind of racial, ethnic and religious groups, they face disadvantages, any kind of disadvantage it might be, so that is termed as minorities in sociological perspective. Sociological perspective. We don't see minorities in numerical value. This term has more to do with social factors. So remember, in sociology, social factors matters in order to define the term, the concept of minority rather than numbers. So this term has more to do with social factors than with numbers. Now, Article 29 and 30 are for the protection of minorities. So remember that which are the articles, it might come in your board's examination, it might come in your CUET examination. What are the two main articles? The two main articles to protect the rights of the minorities are Article 29 and Article 30. So this was the concept of minorities in India. So I have given you this Article 29 and Article 30. You may take a screenshot of this. Now, I will give you a brief summary of this Article 29 and 30. While Article 29 focuses on the preservation of cultural identity of any section of citizen, Article 30 deals with the rights of minorities and administer educational institutions of their choice. So, Article 29, it works for the preservation of culture. Okay, just remember these key points. One is preservation of cultural identity. So Article 29 mainly focuses on the preservation of cultural identity of the minorities in this country. While Article 30, what it deals with? It deals with the rights of minorities and it mainly deals with the educational institutions of our choice. Anybody, any religion, any minorities can have their own specific institution, educational institution, according to this Article 30. So these are the two main key points, so remember that. Both the articles aim to protect the rights of minority communities in India. Now, these two concepts are also important. What is communalism? Refers to aggressive chauvinism based on religious identity. It is an aggressive political ideology linked to religion. So, whenever this ISM comes, it becomes an ideology. So, communalism means it is a very, very, fundamental thing for a religious identity. Those people who are very, very aggressive or thinks that their religion is very superior to other religion, that is called communalism. That is called communal chauvinism as well. So this is the main difference, that communalism means those people, those communities who thinks that their religion is very, very superior to other kind of religions being in this country or being in any place, that is called communalism. Secularism means it is the opposite of communalism. Whereas communalism thinks that their religion is superior, secularism thinks that everyone is equal. Okay, so it is the opposite of religious chauvinism. Secularism came into being through modernity and rationality. So whenever we became, however we became modern, however we became rational, we became secular as well. That means we think that every religion is very, very equal and equal in the eyes of law. What is Western secularism and Indian secularism? These two concepts are also very important from your board's perspective. Western secularism means it involves separation of state and religion. State here means government. any kind of political institution. So in Western secularism or in the West, what happens that the government do not interfere with any kind of religious activities. Okay, any kind of religious institutions, they are separate. The government remains separate and the religious institutions, they remain separate. Any kind of faith, they can remain separate. No, there is no thing like they will highly think of any religion. For example, in America, they will not celebrate Durga Puja like here in India, right? There they will, the state remains separate from the religion. But in India, we celebrate every religion very in a equally in equal excitement, right? So that is the main difference between Western secularism and Indian secularism. So the state does not interfere in religious institutions. And in Indian secularism, it is the opposite. All religions should have and be given equal importance. And for that reason, the Indian state declares public holidays for different religions. So in other countries or in other areas, in other nation states, basically, they don't give um, holidays for Kati Bihu, right? In America, they don't give holidays for Kati Bihu. But in India, we give holidays for Christmas as well. So that is the main difference between Western secularism and Indian secularism. That means in India, the state interferes in some or the other kind in all the religious institutions. Whereas in Western secularism, the state, the government and the religious institutions are being separate. Now, this is one of the other important concept, the state. Here in this chapter, always remember students, it is the government. So the state and civil society. State and civil society, they are interrelated with each other. Why? Because when state becomes authoritarian means they become dominant over the civil society or the population, right? So when they becomes authoritarian, it limits or abolish civil liberties like freedom of speech, freedom of press, freedom of political activity, and so on. So when the state or the government becomes very dominant over their people, over the society, over us, what they will do, anything that we do, they will just limit our rights. Our fundamental rights will be limited. Fundamental right means the freedom of speech, freedom of political activity, and so on. So for that reason, hence non-state actors. Who are the non-state actors? We the people of India, we the people of America, we the people of any kind of nation. So we common people are known as the non-state actors, and association becomes crucial in this context. So these non-state actors, that means we are very important for that matter. Why? Because we as civil society, we can only control the government. Nobody else can, right? So that is the main interlink between the civil society and the government or the state. Why? Because in order to run a country, civil society, that means we are as important as the rulers or anybody who is controlling over us, overpowering over us, because we can limit them as well. So that is the main importance of civil society. So the civil societies are those active citizens. We should play part as an active citizen. Civil societies are those active citizens where individuals take up social issues. So we should be active in any kind of social issues that are going on in this country, anywhere in your area, and so on. So that is the main link between the state and the civil society according to this chapter. So the civil societies includes voluntary associations, organizations, institutions formed by various groups of citizens. So these are the main civil societies. Okay, just remember these points and you are good to go. So these are important for your boards and your CUET perspective. So see, political parties, many political parties are there who access civil societies. Media institutions are civil societies. Why? Because they give newses, right? What is happening, how can we tackle that, how can we have a solution for that, all these things are being reiterated through these media institutions only. Trade unions, non-governmental organizations, that is NGOs, religious organizations are there as well who works as civil societies. So these are the main civil society part. So just remember this. Among the most significant recent initiative is the right to information. So through these civil societies, because actively people were fighting against something, some issues, some social issues. So after that, what initiative the government had to take? They had to take the initiative of Right to Information Act. So first it was initiated in Rajasthan and gradually became a nationwide campaign. So right to information means government cannot do whatever they want. They have to be transparent with the civil society. That means with the whole population of a country. So right to information I have given. The law was passed by Parliament on 15th June. Remember this date, it might come in your exam, and came into force on 13th October 2005. Empowers every citizen to seek any information from the government. So we can go and seek any kind of information related to anything according to this act. Information shall be supplied within 30 days. Normally, the information is supplied within 30 days, but if any information so concern the life or liberty of a person, if there is something like life and death kind of situation, we can have this kind of information within 48 hours. So remember these points. Now students, this was a brief introduction for the chapters. Now we will go through some important questions that might come in your board's examination in your CUET 2026 preparation. So I have given some questions. Let's start with the questions. Which of the following is the most significant source of diversity in India? So we have understood what are the most important things that contribute for our diversity in India. So is it political system, economic structure, caste, language and religion, or urbanization? So we have seen that caste, language and religion are the basis of diversity in a country like India. We have different diverse kind of caste, language and religion. Now question number 2. What does unity in diversity signify? What does this unity in diversity slogan signifies? Uniformity among all regions, absence of differences, coexistence of diverse culture, caste and communities, or dominance of one culture over another. So yes, unity in diversity signifies coexistence of diverse culture, caste and communities. So this will be the right answer. Number 3, regionalism primarily arises due to. So we have understood what regionalism was, right? Regionalism. So why this regionalism arises? We have understood that as well. Is it linguistic and cultural identity, political unity, economic equality, or religious harmony? So regionalism signifies linguistic and cultural identity. So because we are linguistically a diverse nation, and for that reason, regionalism is very appropriate in a country like India. What is the main danger of communalism? Number 4. So we have understood what communalism is as well. So what is the main danger of communalism? It promotes economic growth. Does communalism promotes economic growth? Does a person or a community who thinks their religion is superior than the other religion might promote economic growth? So I don't think so. It encourages national unity? No. It divides people on religious lines? So yes, it will be number 3. Communalism is directly associated with religion. So it divides the people. It does not unite people. It divides the people on religious lines. Now, the concept of secularism in India means, what is the concept of secularism? I have told you just now. Does it mean equal respect for all religion? So yes, it means equal respect for all religion. It does not mean the promotion of one religion, opposition to religion, restriction of religious freedom. So it will be secularism means that every religion is very equal and we are very tolerant. In India, Secularism means that we are tolerant of other religions as well. Which sociologists emphasize the integrative role of culture in maintaining unity? So, integrative role means we have understood what is the meaning of integration, right? Assimilation and integration. Integration means those the people who lives together, nobody thinks that their culture is dominant, and nobody, tries to assimilate the non-dominant culture within themselves. So, who gave this concept? Who emphasized the integrative role of culture in maintaining unity? So, it was given by G.S. Courier. Which of the following movement was an example of regionalism? So regionalism had many movements. For that reason, our country of India, we are basically divided according to linguistic lines, right? So regionalism, it was kind of a fight, kind of a movement going on from a very long time, and it is still going on for now. So which of the following movement was an example? Which movement happened first in India for regionalism? So it was Telangana movement. Casteism becomes a threat to unity. So casteism means people who thinks their caste is superior. Okay, so casteism becomes a threat to unity when caste groups cooperate, no caste groups compete for political and economic gains. So yes, it will be option number 2. Caste, when caste groups, any kind of caste group, might be Dalit, might be Shudra, might be Brahmin, might be Vaishya, any caste group, when they compete for political and economic gains, then it becomes dangerous for a country. Okay, we should not take over any kind of issues related to our own society for political or economic growth. We should go there by, just through merit, through social deeds, by doing social things for the welfare of the society, not by taking those kind of issues and making it a political issue. So casteism becomes a threat to unity when caste groups compete for political and economic gains. Which of the following constitutional provisions safeguard linguistic diversity in India? So, which of the following constitutional provision means in our constitution, which is the which option will be that safeguards the linguistic diversity in India. There are many people who speak so many different languages. So on that basis, I cannot give up my language, right? So who will safeguard that if I am a minority in a certain area, if my community is a minority in certain area, and we speak a different language from the dominant section of that particular area, who will safeguard our culture, our linguistic identity? So which will be the option? 8th schedule of the constitution, directive principle of state policy, fundamental duties, or 5th schedule? So it will be number 1, 8th schedule of the constitution. The slogan unity in diversity was popularized by, who popularized the slogan unity in diversity? So it will be Jawaharlal Nehru. So these are very important questions, students, I am giving you. So just go through it, save the video, and just go through it whenever possible. Okay. Now come to the assertion reason part of this session. Assertion. India is known for its unity in diversity. So yes, India is known for its unity in diversity. And whenever you do assertion and reason type of questions, students, just believe, just write here because. Assertion, read the assertion part, and then in order to compile both the sentences, just write down because. So just analyze that it matches the, both the statements are complementing each other or not. So as if I am studying, India is known for its unity in diversity because despite different religion, language and culture, people of India share a sense of belonging and nationhood. So is it correct? India is known for its unity in diversity. Yes, because despite different religion, language and culture, people of India share a sense of belonging and mission. So yes, both A and are true and R is correct. Explanation of A. Now, come to the second assertion. Communalism poses a serious threat to national integration. So yes, whenever we talk about integration, communalism is a threat, right? We know that because it encourages harmony between different religious groups. So is it true? Because it encourages harmony? So no, obviously not. It encourages disharmony. So these two statements are not complementing each other. It is in contrast. So communalism poses a threat to national integration and it encourages disharmony, not harmony. So what will be here? A is true. Both A A is true, but R is false. Come to the next question. Regionalism is often based on people's attachment to their local culture and language. So regionalism is often based on people's attachment to their local culture and language. Yes, so regionalism is attached. It means the local culture, that we are attached to the local culture and language, and for that reason people live in different regions, right? So when we say here, because India's federal system has helped accommodate regional aspirations peacefully. So how can these two relate each other, right? It's not complementing. Here it's regionalism and here it's federal system. So both the statements are true. India's federal system has helped accommodate regional aspirations. So yes, it has helped to accommodate the regional aspirations because through constitutional provisions only we are getting this kind of provisions, right? The constitutional provisions, the law, the federal system, our government is giving us this kind of provisions. However, both the statements are true, but they are not complementing each other. So what will be the answer? Both A and R are true, but R is not the correct explanation of A. So this will be the correct answer. Now assertion, the caste system strengthens social equality in India because the caste system provides equal opportunities for all castes. So do you think the caste system strengthens social equality? Caste, caste is a concept which disharmonizes the social equality. It is caste itself is based on hierarchical system. So how can it give us equality? It gives us inequality. So both the statements are false. Both the statements are wrong. And also the caste system does not provide equal opportunities for all castes. The Shudra, the Dalits, they don't get the same opportunity. They did not get the same opportunities as the Brahmins, the Kshatriyas or the Vaishyas. So both statements are false. I hope you have understood, students. Secularism is an important factor in maintaining unity in diversity. So yes, secularism is an important factor. Why? Because everyone every people who is secular, we think that every religion is equal. So yes, it maintains a harmony in the society because it ensures equal respect and freedom for all religions in India. So yes, both statements are both are true. Both assertion and reason are true. Assertion number 16. Migration and urbanization have reduced regional identities. So migration, every person who migrates to urban areas, they have reduced the regional identities according to the assertion because interaction among people from different backgrounds promote tolerance and understanding. So do you think this is true or false? Does migration and urbanization have reduced regional identities? So just go through it. So did you get the answer, students? Migration and urbanization have reduced regional identities. Yes, it is correct, right? And reason because interaction among people from different background promotes tolerance and understanding. So that is also correct because every one of us are different, and when we are staying together, different cultural groups are staying together, it does build some kind of tolerance in us, right? So both statements are correct, and R is the correct explanation of A. So let's go to some match the following questions. Match the following social issues with the correct description. So here are some issues and here are the descriptions. So we have to match them. Communalism. What is communalism? Loyalty to one's region over the nation, or discrimination based on language, loyalty to one's religion over national interest, or loyalty to one's caste rather than to society. So what will be? A will be number 3. Regionalism, loyalty to one's region over the nation. So B will be number 1. Linguism means loyalty to one's language, right? Discrimination based on language, and that means somebody who is so loyal to one's language, we think that our language is superior to other languages, so we discriminate between other languages. So that is called linguism. Okay, students. So it will be C will be 2, and D will be automatically it will be loyalty to one's caste rather than to society. So D will be 4. Match the following constitutional provisions with what they protect. These are the provisions and these are the protection. So Article 29 and 30, I have told you just now. What is Article 29? Freedom of religion, no. Right of minorities to establish educational institution, no. Protection of interest of minorities, yes. So A will be number 3. So automatically we know what is Article 30. It means the minorities to establish educational institutions. So B will be number 2. Article 25, freedom of religion or fundamental duties promoting unity and harmony. So Article 25 will be freedom of religion. C will be number 1. And D will be number 4. You may take a screenshot of this. Match the following movements with the type of diversity or issues they represent. So these are the movements, these are the issues. Why these kind of movements happen, right? Why this kind of movements happened and what are the related issues. Telangana movement, Khalistan movement, anti-Hindi agitation, Dalit movement. So Telangana movement happened because of regionalism. Khalistan movement happened because of religious identity. Anti-Hindi agitation, it was because of linguism. And Dalit movement because of caste discrimination. So this will be the right answer. Because we can also figure it out by this language part, right? Hindi, it will go with linguism. Dalit, it's a caste, right? So the caste discrimination, and we have understood what Telangana movement was. It was because of regionalism. So we can just eliminate out some kind of options here. This is the last question for today. Match the following thinkers with their ideas about Indian unity. So there are some thinkers. These are the sociologists and some thinkers as well. And these are their ideas. So we have to match the thinkers and who gave those kind of ideas. G.S. Courier, M.N. Srinivas, Jawaharlal Nehru, and A.R. Desai. Emphasized cultural unity despite diversity. Who did that? Again, G.S. Courier. M.N. Srinivas. So M.N. Srinivas is completely complementing with Sanskritization because he gave the idea of Sanskritization, right? So we can just put it like that as well. Concept of Sanskritization and social change. Jawaharlal Nehru advocated unity in diversity. Because we have understood that from the previous question as well. Who gave the slogan that is unity in diversity, right? So it will be again Jawaharlal Nehru, then A.R. Desai, it will be the last option, Marxist interpretation of Indian society. So that was all for today, students. I hope this session was very, very exciting for you all. Now, this is our information. So you can contact us for more information, and if anybody from belonging from here, from Guwahati, from Assam, may contact us and come for the offline classes for CUET UG, for boards preparation as well. So this is our address. So yes, we will continue in the next class next week. I hope you are having a very, very good experience with BEST. So yes, do contact us. Bye.